guys, so in this video we're going to go over support weapons and the potential for support weapons breaking down. Alright, so when I talk about support weapons, I mean things like the BAR, the bazooka, satchel charges, or even radios. Now radios are a special one, and we're going to cover these specifically in the next video. Now when conducting an attack with a unit, these are all going to be attached to an infantry unit, you can take and use one of the support weapons attached to a unit, but a unit can have two support weapons attached to it. So our infantry squad here could have both a BAR and a bazooka, but if they were going to conduct an attack, the fire attack, they would only be able to use either or. They couldn't double up and use both of these support weapons in the same attack. Now, something else you have to keep in mind as well is some support weapons will have this little blaze icon. We talked about blazes previously. And if you use that, there is a potential for a blaze to happen. So make sure you go over those rules that we spoke about previously. All right, now there is the potential for support weapons to break down, and that does include the radio that we spoke about previously. Just understand that most of this does apply to the radio, with the exception that the radio cannot be repaired. If the radio breaks down, it's done for the remainder of the game. Now, when you're conducting that fire attack with your support weapons, you will conduct a D6 check during your fire check, just like normal, okay? So when you conduct it, let's say we're conducting an attack with this BAR, and we conduct our fire check, and we pull our card, and it comes up as a natural 1, that means the weapon has potentially broken down and you have to conduct some further checks. Now, that's a little different when it comes to ordnance weapons. Ordnance weapons, you check for breakdown on them on the 2d6 check of a 12, right? So ordnance does operate differently. We'll touch on that a little bit later on, but understand it's 1 for these type of weapons and 12 for these type of weapons. So what you'll do if you get that opportunity to check it, all right? So we drew the 1 for this during its fire check, the natural 1, not modified, has to be a natural 1 or natural 12. Then you're going to do another D6 check, and on a result of a 1 or 2, the weapon is going to be broken. Now, let's say we draw, we get a 1. That means the weapon's broken and it's no longer usable. Just keep in mind, like I said previously, that if it is the radio, it's removed from the game. Now, you can repair these weapons by playing a ready action with a guard or with a leader. Leaders can apply their modifier to this. Now, when you're doing this ready action, it's only used to repair the weapon. It's not going to ready any other units there in the sector. So what you'll do is you'll conduct another D6 check if you're trying to ready and repair this broken weapon. And on a D6 check of a 5 or a 6, again, any leaders that are in good order and unspent can take and apply their modifier towards this. Say we got a 5. That means our weapon would be repaired and it would be able to be used again. And like I said, just to reiterate it one more time, if it is a radio, radio's gone. Other weapons can be repaired though.